It's the 2025 DeHuff Podcast Year in Review, hosted by Connery and Cowboy DeHuff. Now, here's your host, Cowboy and Connery.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Holy crap. My God. Let's be honest, it's truly an honor to host this amazing event. Well, that's a little shit, Cowboy. Scotty just wanted an easy day, so he's making us do all the work. It's called sarcasm, Connery, like when your mama says she thought you smart. Hey, speaking of mothers, I banged yours and I received a shot of penicillin as a going-away present. Guys, come on. I just want you to have some fun with the big stories of the year. I made that open and everything. Can you guys just do that for me, please? Fine, Scotty, only because I'm in a good mood. There was a MILF convention near my house yesterday, and I was scouting the challenge. Dude, Connery, you's just hanging out in the produce section of the grocery store. I know it. That ain't all balls. Tomato, Cowboy. Guys, Jesus Christ. You know what? We got a lot coming your way. They're going to be handling most of the stuff, but I will be jumping in just to keep them in line. Let's be honest. You heard the open. It's chaotic. I don't know how this is going to go. So before we jump into the show, be sure to subscribe, interact with the show any way you can, whether it's like I said, subscribe. You can give it a rating. You can leave a comment. Whatever you can do, interact with it. It is the 2025 DeHuff Podcast Year in Review. And let's do this. Let's start with some headlines.
Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
Hey, Scotty, why in the hell did you give me this first segment? Why are you complaining about it, Connery? Because did you read the headline? Oh, I read the headline. I did. I figured you were the perfect fit for this one. So please, Connery, if you could, take it away. All right, Scott's a piece of shit. And here's the list of things doctors found in people's butts this last year. Yes, you heard that right. I don't see why you're upset with this. Yeah, listen, real quick, guys. I understand why you gave this one to Connery. It makes perfect sense. You shut your mouth, Cowboy, until it's your segment. I hope you get a nasty one. All right, here's the first list of things that people found in people's butts this last year. Screws and nails. Why would somebody put a screw and a nail up their back end? That's so disgusting. What's the next one? A baseball. And they said the reason given was, I just wanted to see what it felt like. That's terrible. A baseball. Think about that one. Wrap your minds around that one, you sick fucks. Okay. What else you got on there? Uncooked pasta. That one makes sense. How does that one make sense, Connery? It doesn't. It's called sarcasm. I thought we covered that in the introduction. Jeez, that's disgusting. There was an egg, a dog chew toy, dryer sheets. Dryer sheets, I guess that makes sense there, Scotty, because you want it to smell good, like a meadow. Does that tickle your fancy there, Scotty? It does. Because now I'm thinking of like the different scents of dryer sheets. And then there's somebody rips one and they're like, oh, it smells like a mountain meadow up here. Wow, that's great. Anyway, what's next? A sandal. I lost my shoe. Where's my other shoe? Did you check Uncle Bob's butt? Oh, there it is. There it is. Hey, Scotty, somebody shoved a doorknob up the can. That's gross. That's disgusting. How about this one, Scotty? Eyeglasses. Has anybody seen Grandpa's glasses? He lost them again. That's disgusting. These glasses are shit. No, Grandpa. They're covered in shit. What the hell? What is wrong with you people? Yes, I'm saying people that shove random things up their back end. Scotty, somebody shoved beard clippers wrapped in plastic up the bottom. That's disgusting. Well, I guess at least it was wrapped in plastic, so it's not cutting things, but probably, I'm going on a limb, probably not a good idea. Let's see, there was a shampoo bottle, and the reason given was they slipped in the shower. Yeah, that makes sense. Whoa, 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 whoop. Right up the keister. I bet people in the emergency room see these weird, wild things on a regular basis. Let's see. I'll take over a little bit for you, Connery. Enema bottle, aerosol can, corn cob holder, a highlighter, 2 pencils. Okay. A magic wand toy. Oh, abracadabra. Poof. A flashlight. Oh, what if the power goes out and somebody's like, "Where's the flashlight?" Hold on. God dang it. Why are you shifting around there, Todd? Hold on. I'm trying to flip the switch. Then he's just pointing his back end on everything. That's just weird. It's just a lovely visual. Now you have it in your mind where a dude is, shining the light on the wall. Anyway, by the way, all these things, I imagine they're all dudes, okay? You can say, oh, Scott, there are probably some people that are the ladies, right? Yeah, might be. But I would say the high percentage is going to be ladies or fellas, right? Somebody shoved a light bulb glass side first up their butt. And apparently, according to the doctors, they said it got sucked up due to the suction effect. That's scary. And the very last one, Connery, please do the honors, if you could. Scotty, the very last one on our list, the most absurd thing that somebody shoved up the can this past year, corncob style pipe. Imagine that doctor visit. Excuse me, Todd, do you smoke, sir? Maybe. Because you got a corn cob pipe stuck up your butt. What the hell is wrong with people? You're going to be looking at random things today and be like, well, that was on the list today. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Connery. Now let's bring in Cowboy. Cowboy, what do you got going on today for this year in review of 2025? All right, Scotty, we got some Guinness World Records. New Zealand mother ran across 661 pounds of Lego bricks spread across 100 meters of track. And like I said, that's in New Zealand. That's on the other side of the world, in case you didn't know. And she did that in 24.75 seconds. That is all balls. That lady's got all balls. Holy cow. I would never want to do that. Yeah, and I remember the video, too. And she's barefoot doing this. And her feet were just shredded at the end. Which you would imagine, like Legos. If you have kids, you step on a Lego or any little small toy, it does not feel good. Cowboy, what else you got? Let's see, Scotty. We got a Swedish man. He was able. Oh, this one. I'm surprised you didn't try this. You always sticking stuff up there. What are you talking about? You'll see what I'm talking about. A Swedish man was able to shove 81 matches up his nostrils at the same time, beating his previous record of 68. How do you associate that with me? Because you're always sticking your finger up there digging for gold. Might as well get a world record while you're at it. Come on, man. Imagine, I always think about this, Cowboy, and everybody listening, is imagine being the significant other to somebody doing a world record like this one with the matches up the nose. And, and just listening to them go, yeah, I really need to. I'm at 79. I really want to go to that 81, 80, 81 so I could really smash the record.
This is what I married. This is what I married. A man who is obsessed. He's obsessed with shoving matches up his nose. What else you got?
Let's see. I got a lady in California who loves golf, and she inserted 711 tees into her hair. She had her friends help her do it, but that's a Guinness World Record, apparently. That's so dumb. So dumb. I'm just going to shove golf teeth in my hair. Although that's more acceptable than the matches, but still, I don't know what's more jaw-dropping. Walking in on somebody shoving matches up their nose, or some lady shoving 700 and some golf tees in her hair. I feel like the matches is a little bit more acceptable and not as judgy. Like, I would just laugh if I went in there and you're shoving matches up your nostrils. If I went in there and I see you just shoving a bunch of tees in your hair, I'm probably going to be concerned about your mental health. Hey, Scotty, a guy got a Guinness World Record for sticking 96 spoons all over his body. That's all balls. I like that one. That was crazy. And also, finally, a man in Uruguay made his eyes pop out 0.74 inches to get the Guinness World Record. That's creepy. That's creepy. There's there's a disease where your eyes pop out. Well, thanks for bringing down the segment. Jesus Christ. This guy doesn't have the disease. He just likes to do it for fun, for shits and giggles, okay?
Yeah, I guess I did bring down the segment. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah, those are interesting. And I'm sure there's plenty more that I missed. But thank you, Cowboy, for doing that. Hey, Scotty, real quick. I saw you were interviewed for another article this year. What? Another one? Because I did the one for like that journey or whatever. I don't remember. What one? Was it that one? No, Scotty, it was a different one. Which one? Well, this is the headline. See if it rings a bell. It says, I have the world's smallest penis. Here's how it impacts my dating and sex life. You son of a bitch, I got you. Okay. Fuck you, Connery. My God. You know what? You guys take a break. I'm going to do this one. Dumbest things to happen in 2025. There was a lot of dumb things. And I'm not going to go into sports yet, so we're going to start off with just the basic dumb things that happened around the planet. Okay? And especially if you're around teenagers, the young folks, you know that this was dominating the world, and still is. 6'7"! The stupid 6'7" trend, which according to my kids, at least at their school, I don't know if this is a global thing or if it's just them, and I kind of appreciate them if they're the ones saying, oh, stop. They say at the strike of midnight to start 2026, you will be made fun of as you know by your peers if you say 6'7". Like they're going to create something new, something dumber, I'm sure. There's some guy, some kid who's like gonna say something ridiculous, and it's gonna spread like wildfire, and then next thing you know, everybody's gonna be saying it like they were saying, 6'7". 6'7". So ridiculous. It's so annoying. I'm happy for it. I feel like if that does stop at the beginning of the year, the kids are going to say it's because they're choosing so. I feel like it's enough of us adults had the common sense to make fun of our children, whether it was Halloween costumes of the 6 and 7 or just doing it back to the kids. Like, what time is it? It's like 6 or 7. And then the parents are like, 6, 7. 6, 7. Right? I feel like that we force that. So congratulations to us if that does in fact happen. Diddy went to jail, and apparently he's like buying everybody Thanksgiving dinner. And, he's very popular in the jail. So yeah, that's happening. And
we'll see how long he ends up serving. But that was a little shocking. I didn't think he would actually end up serving, but good, glad. And a good follow in regards to Diddy is to follow 50 Cent on Instagram because he's constantly making fun of Diddy. The Gulf of Mexico became the Gulf of America. Still weird. Not everybody says it, but I believe Google Maps did change it, and it is Gulf of America, no longer Mexico. I mean, I don't care anymore. But it happened. It did. Speaking of things I don't really care about, but it did happen, Travis Kelce got engaged to Taylor Swift. And most likely he's going to retire at the end of this season officially. And I think he should and focus on his next chapter in life. It's doing his podcast with his brother and making miscellaneous appearances and establishing a life with Taylor Swift. It'll be interesting to see, if he slows down by not doing the grind of getting into football shape, is she going to slow down and not tour as much? That'll be very interesting to see. I can't imagine she stops completely because she's been doing it so long. It's what she does. She's still young. So I can't imagine she puts the emergency brake on and gets out of the car and says, yeah, I'm walking away. Same thing for him. He's not going to walk away completely from the game. He's going to do commentary in some fashion. He's going to be doing his show with his brother, and he's still going to be busy. He's not going to just go, all right, I'm going to move to a cabin in the woods. Although some, I think that's Gary Zimmerman, former Denver Bronco lineman, did something like that. Tom Nalen kind of dabbled into the media, but I think ultimately he just can't stay in the media, and I don't know what he's doing now. But so that'll be interesting to see. I think he should retire and just move on to the next chapter, and that way I can start liking him. But when he's a chief, when he's in that uniform, don't like him. Don't like him. You got the Coldplay KISS-CAM controversy that happened where that CEO was banging like his HR rep or whatever it was. And then come to find out they're both married and they're way up on they're the main focus on the KISS-CAM. And then somebody just happened to record it. And it was just like, oh shit, they stalled, darn it. And then boom, went to shit. Something I forgot to put on there, but I got to put it on. I just got to say it now, was remember the Philly, and I should have just, hold on. Give me a second. This is real life stuff. Okay. I got to put this note. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's go back to it. Nothing ever happened. Nobody heard it. This is real life. Okay. Katy Perry went up into space. That was this year. And now I'll say this. She went further than the majority of the planet has gone away from the surface of the earth. Congratulations to her. But then she kind of went around and was like saying, I'm an astronaut. Look at me. I'm an astronaut. Look at me. I'm hey, NASA, if you need some extra astronauts, I got the experience. Look at my resume. Right? So, I don't know. She probably was going around saying she was an astronaut so much that her longtime fiance or boyfriend or whatever, Orlando Bloom, ended up breaking up with her. I blame that. Now she's banging Justin Trudeau, whatever, the Canadian guy. Hey, Canadian, eh? All right. Hey, Katy Perry, she's one of them astronauts. All right. Let's drink a Molson, Katie. Kim Kardashian launched her Bush thong. That was weird. The one where it's like a merkin. If you don't know what a merkin is, like in theater, what it is like a fake bush, fake pubic hair. That's what she did. So yeah, she has those out. If you want to go purchase them, Google it. Okay. I think one of the biggest things that happened this year that ended up being nothing, but so many people talked about it, including myself. Three-Eye Atlas was that comet streaking across, and that guy, the Harvard scientist, was claiming that, oh, it's going to be aliens. There's a really good chance it's aliens. I would have to say I'm leaning on the side that it's aliens. It wasn't aliens. It was just a comet that was reacting differently than things we haven't seen before, apparently. So, yeah. It was aliens until it wasn't. It was still fun to think about what would we do if it was indeed aliens. Unless you see Three-Eye Atlas pull a Yui and head back to Earth, I'm not going to say it's anything. But there was part of me that kind of wished it was, you know? You had that deep down, like, be kind of cool, you know, somebody comes over here. It's like the parents coming back into the room and setting shit straight. That type of thing. You're at a birthday party, all the kids leave all the parents leave the room. The kids are left to their own devices, and they're like, you know, Lord of the Flies type of situation. And that's what we're at now. And then all of a sudden, the parents come back in the room. They're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? That's what you were kind of hoping. You're like, come on, you're playing with nukes? Seriously, come on. Hey, we got more coming your way in the sports section. Big thanks to Connery and Cowboy. I'm sure they'll be chiming in here in the sports section. But real quick, you know, when it comes to roof repairs, you're going to want to go with the best. As we head into 2026, whether you're in Michigan or Colorado, you're going to want to go with the GOAT, Roof Goat USA. They've been in business for over 24 years. They understand the headache that comes with fixing a roof. Whether it's repair, replacement, insurance claims, Roof Goat USA's experienced professionals are committed to delivering reliable and durable solutions. They prioritize the safety and comfort of your family, making sure that your home is well protected against all the elements. Roof Goat USA guarantees their work. They got a 30-year guarantee from install date. So 30-year coverage from install date that covers materials and labor. Again, 30 years from date of install. That's pretty freaking cool. So for all your roofing needs, if you're in Colorado or Michigan, contact the GOAT. Go to roofgoatusa.com. Again, roofgoatusa.com. I'll say it one more time just so you know. roofgoatusa.com. Experience the Roof Goat USA difference today. And let's do this. Let's jump into sports.
He's walked the hallowed grounds of Folsom Field, Coors Field, and Mile High Stadium.
He runs with the 50. He runs with the 40. The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
It's time for sports with DeHuff.
All right, guys, I'm going to need your help on this one, Connery and Cowboy. All right, Scotty, we ready? We ready? That's right, Scotty. Obviously, you need our support because you are a lazy piece of shit. Connery. Yeah, I got to admit, Connery, that was kind of a dick move. But I get it. I do. Oh, come on. All right, guys. How about one of the biggest things when you look at the baseball world, Shohei Ohtani. You can't even say it. You tongue-tied, you dumb fuck. Whoa, God, the hell. I'm sorry. Connery's rubbing off on me. Hey, speaking of rubbing off, Connery, no. No. I thought that was my cue. He said it, and my bad. Anyway, Shohei Ohtani. Go, Scotty. Well, anyway, Ohtani is just a special breed of baseball player. And it was highlighted, especially in Game 4 of the World Series, as the Dodgers are taking on, what was it, the Rays, whatever, Blue Jays. Jesus Christ, the Rays. Blue Jays. He had 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts because he was pitching also, and he did 6 innings pitched that he threw a scoreless innings. That's pretty freaking amazing. He is a special breed of baseball player. And while I'm not a huge fan of the Dodgers, I mean, I don't hate them. I'm not a huge baseball fan because I don't have a Loctite allegiance because of the Colorado Rockies. Because they're a big pile of poo, I believe is what you like to say. Yes, that's a good way to say it. Because you say it that way. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, Shohei Ohtani, fantastic. Colorado Rockies, still shit. Still shit. But the Dodgers did beat the Blue Jays in the World Series, so congratulations to them. Speaking of baseball, this is the one that I thought of, and I forgot to put it in till just now. Phillies Karen. Remember that lady that took the ball from the dad and the kid? And there's controversy. Should the dad have just given the ball to the crazy lady? Because there was a home run ball, and it bounces next to a lady. The dad runs over, grabs it, because she didn't grab it. It's not like he took it out of her hands. It's clear as day. She goes and stomps over, and she's like the stereotypical Karen, right? She has the bob haircut type of thing. She has glasses. Just, yeah. I feel bad for anybody out there that has that at times because people just assume you're a Karen, right? Anyway, she stomps her feet. She goes over there. She starts mouthing off to the dad and the kid. And the dad's like, you know what? Enough. I don't care. Just take the fucking ball. And a lot of people were upset with the dad for doing that. I get that, but I also get that the dad's just like, you know what? This obviously means more to her. She has a shit life, apparently. She needs a baseball. So they do that, and then the Phillies were like, yeah, okay. And they hooked them up with like a signed bat. I want to say they got tickets to the World Series or some shit like that. They got hooked up. It was really neat. Good for the Phillies. And ultimately, the dad and the kid benefited from being the bigger person. And that lady, I don't think they ever officially identified who she was. And if I'm her, I'm dyeing my hair. I'm getting contact lenses. Fuck, I might even just shave my head. Because everybody's going to be looking for you. Another thing big thing that happened in the world of sports, Shedeur Sanders. He falls in the draft, ends up getting drafted by the Cleveland Browns, who at one point had, I believe, 5 quarterbacks on the roster. And, you know, there's such a divisive thought process when it comes to the Shedeur Sanders. Should he or should he be a starting quarterback? Well, now after injuries and all this other stuff and trading guys, he's now finishing the season as the starter for the Cleveland Browns. As of this last weekend, Shedeur Sanders led the Browns to a victory over Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. So I think he's making progress. There are times, though, when you watch him and he just makes dumb decisions. And I think that's just him getting so excited. But every young quarterback has those growing pains, whether you want to admit it or not. Just everybody just hates Shedeur. And they hate him because of his overconfidence. And I can see how that can rub people the wrong way. You're saying he acts like a prick and he plays like shit. That's not what I said at all. That's the way I heard it, Scotty. You're a son of a bitch. You hate him. No, I don't. No, I don't. I want him to succeed. I mean, you got Travis Hunter, who won the Heisman for the Buffs, and he got drafted by the Jaguars. He ends up getting hurt. So technically, I'd have to say, Shedeur Sanders had a better first year than Travis Hunter. It's kind of weird to say that. I think if you really wrote it down, yeah, you'd say that I'm right, and you're wrong if you think otherwise. Speaking of football, the Denver Broncos returned to dominance. They won the AFC West, which is freaking amazing. I love it. And the Kansas City Chiefs fell from greatness. They didn't even make the playoffs. We'll see what happens this next season. There's a good chance that the Chiefs come bouncing back and you know, at least make the playoffs next season. I'm not willing to say that they're done yet. I'm not. But they're done for this season, so I'm fine with that. This is a weird one. Aaron Rodgers announced he's married, but nobody, including his teammates, have allegedly have never met her. He plays with that rubber or silicone ring on his finger. That's just weird. But apparently, I think his wife's name is allegedly Brittany or something like that, and she just doesn't want to be in the public. If that's the case, just leave him alone. Who cares? I hope that's the case, because other people need to take note. You don't have to be in the public. You don't have to be. But there's also a good chance he's that kid in school that was like, you know what? I got a girlfriend, but she lives in another state. Oh, really? Yeah, she's really pretty too, right? He's that guy. There's a chance Aaron Rodgers is that guy. He is. Well, I had one of them. She was in another state. Really? What was her name, Cowboy? Her name was Tiffany. Yeah, that's right. I think you're lying. That's good stuff. Philip Rivers returned to the NFL at the age of 44, and he didn't do that well. And there's the debate, should the Colts have tried and just picked up and signed Cam Newton? I think ultimately they did the smart, safe choice, because Philip Rivers was coaching the offense that the Colts ran. He was running that offense for his high school team. And I think it just made sense, right? But there's a chance. I mean, I'm watching the game the other day, and Philip Rivers, if he had a little bit more wheels on him, he could at least run to get a first down. And that's something that Cam Newton has, that ability. Cam Newton's in very good shape. But clearly, the Colts didn't want to go down that path for one reason or another. Maybe one being that Cam's a little bit of a handful. He's a bit of drama. Do you want that? So, I mean, Philip Rivers will be done at the end of this season officially. He's not going to play anymore. He will go officially into retirement, wait 5 years, and then go into the Hall of Fame. Good for him. That being said, he came back. He did okay. But it's not just all on him. There's a lot of other factors that have to go into the equation. Speaking of old, LeBron James is still fucking playing. That motherfucker needs to retire. But I say that, and the dude is still better than half of the league. So I guess LeBron's like dealing now with arthritis and all this other stuff that is just killing his body on a regular basis. Like, he's got to be just taking ice baths for like an hour after a game. But he's still playing good. As much as I dislike him, mainly because he's a Laker. But, I mean, he's still productive. Better than his son, Bronny. Yeah. Hey, listen, you can't always follow in your father's footsteps. Luka was traded to the Lakers from the Mavericks. I like that one. The more this ages, the more I like it. It was a great move by the Lakers, because whenever LeBron officially retires, you're going to cut out all the nonsense, and it will be 100% officially Luka's team. And we'll see how that goes. By the way, when LeBron finally retires, do you see him going into media, or do you see him going into coaching? I don't see him going into coaching. I see him doing more of the media tour type of stuff. We'll see. We'll see what he ends up doing. Speaking of basketball, Green Dildo Gate struck the WNBA. Hilarious. I had the people that were responsible reach out to me on Twitter and admit that they were the ones doing it. And what was it, like maybe 3 weeks, where people were tuning into the WNBA because They were just wanting to see if there was going to be a green dildo flying across the court, right? They got a boost from green dildos at WNBA games. So brilliant. I got to be honest, Scotty. It made me tune in. That was a fascinating time that Dildo Gate was sweeping the WNBA. And it did slightly boost attendance and ratings. And then the other thing that was happening this year in the WNBA is their players were demanding to get paid like NBA players, which makes no sense when you look at it from a business perspective. They're not generating enough revenue to justify that. You know, you can't. They're not bringing in the money. That being said, they're generating more money than they were the previous years. So, yeah, maybe in 5 years that makes sense. But until then, no, you can't spend money that you don't have, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to force the WNBA and be like, whoa, you guys need to pay us more money. Be like, well, we don't have that. You know, can't go into McDonald's and be like, I want you to pay me to work here like a 5-star Michelin chef or whatever. Okay. Obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about with that. But, you know, they're not going to be like, well, okay, let's pay this guy six figures to make burgers at McDonald's. No, it's not the way it works. They don't have that kind of money. You have certain amount of money reserved for payroll. It just makes sense. Jake Paul got his jaw broken in 2 places by Anthony Joshua, and a lot of people were very happy about that. And Jake Paul's now trying to pursue lawsuits with individuals that are trying to claim that the fight was rigged and fixed. He got his jaw broken. Okay, guys, don't see that being a situation where it was fixed. So I don't know how people can claim that, but I'm sure there are. But I will say this about Jake Paul. As much as you hate on him and whatever, he got his jaw broken. He's been lighthearted about it, just, you know, having a, you know, self-deprecating humor about it since it happened. And, you know, he's not claiming negativity. He's just saying, yeah, it happened. He got me. I don't know how he comes back from a broken jaw. I don't know how any fighter does that. That's scary as shit to me. Speaking of Anthony Joshua, real quick, right before I hit record, I saw that he was in a nasty car accident in, I think, Nigeria. And I think that's where it was. And he was riding in the back of the vehicle in the car. And whatever happened, I don't know if it was the people driving his vehicle, but I believe there's 2 fatalities in the vehicle. Sounds like he's escaping with minor injuries, and that happened. But that's scary. So hopefully he recovers well. But that stuff's pretty scary. And guys, the last one that I want to talk about, you tell me, is this nuts or does it make sense? All right, Scotty. If anybody knows nuts, it's me, because I'm all boss. I get it. All right, here we go. It was announced this year that next year, on June 14th, 2026, there's going to be a UFC fight at the White House. Does that make sense, guys? I think that's fucking weird. That's nothing says America like a bunch of fellas just beating the shit out of each other on the White House lawn. I think it's kind of all balls. I kind of like it, Scotty. I gotta admit. It sounds like something that Theodore Roosevelt would do back in the day. Like, let's have a boxing match. He may have done it. I don't know. I ain't a history fella. It is kind of weird that they would do that. But in a weird way, I kind of like it. It's kind of embarrassing, yes, but I kind of like it. I don't know why. I feel I'm very mixed on this. I don't know. We'll see if that ends up officially happening. But they said it's supposed to happen in June. Are they going to do that in the ballroom? Probably the best fight ever. We're going down here to the ballroom. I'm not gonna lie. I can't do Trump. I'm sorry. I can't. Son of a bitch. You know, it's funny. Love him or hate him. South Park is great when they do impressions of people. Because they do what I like to do at times. Because, you know, so many people are trying so hard to do a spot-on impression. And then they just do this. Like, this is their Trump voice.
Why is my dick so small?
Obviously, that doesn't sound like him, but that's hilarious. That's the way to go. So I guess next time somebody asks me to do, like, an impression of Trump, I'd be like, okay, sure. Oh, my God, I'm the president of the United States. No, see, that's dumb. I don't like that one. I'll just do something like, hi, guys. How's it going? I'm President Donald Trump. Here's my buddy, Joe Biden. Biden, how are you? Wake up, you silly goose. All right, what's going on? Hey, where's the ice cream? Hey, is there any hair I can smell? Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, he's so crazy. Hey, I got to go get my orange spray tan. Now, I just offended all sides of the aisle. There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. Guys, thank you so much for joining the show. Really do appreciate it. 2025, it's been a wild year, and on to the next year. I'm going to try to do some mix and match of some highlights from the show and post that before year end and kind of have some, kind of the highlights of this show in particular. But yeah, what a crazy year when you go back and listen to it, whether it's weird world records, things getting shoved up people's keisters, the world of sports, wild. Don't forget, Scotty, about you getting that article written about your micro penis. That's not a thing for me, okay? Some people have it, okay? Not me. Oh, now look at you. You're fucking bragging, you son of a bitch. No, you're forcing me to. What the hell's going on? Stop it. Enough. Big thanks to Connery and to Cowboy. Ozzy, we didn't hear from you today. Oh, that's okay, Scott. I'm over here petting me snake. That's disgusting. He is petting his snake. I kind of did that. I kind of did Connery with a Aussie accent. Just a brief bit. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening this year. A lot going on. And on to the next year. If you want to be a sponsor of the program, I love it when you can. Be like Roof Goat USA and all the other sponsors I've had this year. You can reach out to me, DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com. We can work something out, whether it's a big deal or a small deal. Doesn't matter. I like working with you guys and, become not just a sponsor, become a partner. And that's kind of the thing with Roof Goat USA. Check them out at roofgoatusa.com. Is they're not just a sponsor, they're a partner, and I really do appreciate them. So go check them out. If you have questions about your roof, they'll come out, give a free estimate, whether you're in Michigan or in Colorado. They'll help you out. Guys, you're amazing. Have a wonderful day. On to the next year. It's DeHuff on Sense.